Hello everybody, today's December 2nd, 2011. Time for a quick central bank gold buying update. Today we heard that the Bank of Korea purchased 15 tons. That's their second major purchase this year. They bought 25 tons over the summer between June and July. And the central bank gold buying continues, at unprecedented levels over the last 20-30 years. They were net sellers for over 20 years. Now they've become net buyers since 2009. Now, why, if we're supposedly in bubble territory with gold, according to some financial experts and economists, why are central banks going out and purchasing so much gold? If they could just print money out of thin air, why purchase gold? Remember, Ron Paul asked Bernanke if gold was money, and he said no. Well, then why are they putting so much money into physical gold that pays no interest? They could have some just continue to buy bonds, paper assets that you get a return on. Well, I'd like your opinion. Please leave a comment below why you think central banks are buying so much gold. I'll tell you my opinion. My number one opinion is because most of, I think used to be 70% of the world's reserves were in US dollars, and that's gone down to 60%. And I believe that's going to continue until the US dollar is no longer the reserve currency of the world. But they're moving away from the US dollar because we're in $15 trillion in debt, national debt. That's not counting the future obligation, pushes it over $100 trillion. And then we just recently, the debt to GDP ratio, the amount of debt we owe to what we're producing in a given year, just passed 100%. That's the point of no return. The dollar's going to end up collapsing at some point. And, I know the central banks just recently came up with a coordinated effort to help bail out Europe. You can't just keep pacing over all this debt with more debt. The whole thing's going to collapse. And I think when it does, a lot of the central banks, they want to be holding some money. JP Morgan said gold is money and nothing else. Bernanke says gold buying is by tradition. Okay, it's tradition. Well, they know what real money is. Real money is gold and silver. JP Morgan should have thrown in silver as well, because silver has actually been used as money more often throughout history for longer periods of time than gold has. Gold and silver are real money. And, there's so much debt. The world is swimming in debt. And when it all comes collapsing down, you want to have real money. So if the central banks of the world are buying so much gold, I don't know why you wouldn't want to hold some yourself. You remember in 2009, India purchased 200 tons. And they paid $6.7 billion for that. It's worth over $11.2 billion now. So that's somewhere around 80% return on their gold purchase. And you remember Mexico in February bought 93.3 tons for $4.5 billion, worth about 5.7. So in 10 months, it's not a bad little 12% return there. So basically, just leave comment below. Maybe we can have a discussion about this. Central bank gold purchases, I think, is an important thing to pay attention to as we're heading into a total collapse of the financial system. They want to be holding real money when the whole thing comes down. Now, and we're not even hearing about all the purchases. Iran and China, they tell you a couple of years afterwards how much they bought. Now, they're not keeping up telling the World Gold Council how much gold they're buying. China doesn't want to alert people to the amount of gold that they're purchasing. They have the largest reserves in the world, and they have supposedly just over 1,000 tons. Well, they probably have 2,000 tons. There was a video I did some time back where Wikipedia showed they had 2,000 something, and that went away within a day. So who knows? People can change that stuff, but I just have always been under the impression that someone actually put the truth there, and then someone said, "Hey, what are you doing?" and they took it away. So anyway, that's it for today. Just wanted to give you an update on the central bank gold purchases, and hopefully we'll have another video soon. Bye.